Something in your spirit keeps whispering that it's not over. You've tried to silence that voice, to convince yourself it was just a phase, but the connection still lingers. That's not weakness, that's divine alignment trying to find its way back into order. When destiny ties two souls together, time doesn't erase it, silence doesn't destroy it. But before restoration comes, there's always a breaking, not to punish, but to purify what was never meant to crumble. That's the space you're standing in right now, between what was and what's about to be reborn. The confusion, the silence, the distance, it's not the end. It's evidence that heaven is still rearranging the story. Don't scroll away. You're not here by chance. Before this message ends, you'll know if that person is still part of God's divine plan for your life. If this is already touching your heart, pause for a moment. Comment one word that describes what your spirit feels right now. Faith, hope, peace, or even pain. That simple act might be your confirmation. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next revelation waiting for you. Each message builds on the last, guiding you closer to what God is aligning in your life. Now listen closely. Sometimes God separates two people, not to end what He began, but to strengthen it. Separation isn't rejection, it's reflection. A chance for both hearts to grow into the maturity that true purpose demands. You've been wondering why you can't fully let go, why the memories won't fade, why certain dreams keep returning. It's not coincidence, it's divine residue from a covenant that heaven hasn't erased. But this season is a test. Can you trust God when He's silent? Can you hold faith when love feels unfinished? Those who pass this test are the ones who see restoration beyond emotion because they waited in surrender, not control. The waiting feels painful, yes, but there's a shift happening in the unseen. Before this message ends, I'll show you one biblical pattern that reveals how God confirms what still belongs in your story. When you finish this message, go to the playlist God's Confirmation and Purpose for the Chosen One. You'll find the full revelation waiting for you there, piece by piece, layer by layer. Because this isn't about chasing someone, it's about recognizing when heaven brings back what was never truly gone. There's a reason the connection feels unfinished. You can sense it in your spirit, a pull that logic can't silence. It's not that you're obsessed or unwilling to move on. It's that something divine between you and this person hasn't completed its purpose yet. See, when God writes a story, He doesn't erase chapters, He redeems them. Even when people drift apart, His purpose continues in the background, working through time, through distance, and through change. You may think it's over, but heaven may just be in the middle of the rewrite. And right now, your heart is caught between faith and fear. Faith whispers, hold on. Fear says, let go. But here's what few people realize. Sometimes obedience looks like stillness. Sometimes faith means not chasing, but not abandoning either. Simply trusting that what's meant for you will recognize you again when it's time. Many of you watching this have prayed the same prayer over and over. God, if they're still in your plan for me, give me a sign. The sign often doesn't come through words or messages. It comes through peace that interrupts your confusion. You'll know it's still part of God's plan when your spirit feels calm, even while your situation looks uncertain. That's why Philippians 4:7 says, "The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." It means clarity begins in your spirit long before you see evidence in the physical. So if your heart still finds peace at the mention of that person, it could be a signal, not of attachment, but of alignment. God may be saying, don't doubt the promise, just trust the process. But here's the tension. Not every connection that feels deep is divine. Some were only meant to awaken parts of you, not walk forever beside you. That's why you need discernment. Ask yourself, does this connection bring me closer to God or closer to confusion? The answer to that question often reveals the truth faster than any sign. Let me ask you this right now. Do you still feel their absence in your spirit, not just your emotions? Tell me below in the comments, because sometimes that ache isn't heartbreak. It's a spiritual echo reminding you that something unfinished is still unfolding. Don't rush ahead of God. You'll only delay what's already on the way. Every divine connection must go through a test of patience before it matures into purpose. It's like gold in the fire, beautiful, but only after the refining. Stay close, because in the next part of this message, I'll reveal one biblical story that mirrors exactly what's happening to you right now. A pattern of separation, waiting, and divine reunion that will open your eyes to what God has been doing all along. Before you give up completely, remember this: God often separates people before He strengthens them. Sometimes He removes someone not because they're wrong for you, but because they're not yet ready for you. Look at the story of Joseph. He was chosen, anointed, and destined. But before the dream came true, everyone he loved either misunderstood him or walked away. The separation wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The same thing is happening with you. God isn't silent because He's forgotten. He's silent because He's setting the stage. The delay isn't denial, it's divine design. There's someone watching this right now who feels like that person they love has become a stranger. You're wondering, why would God connect us so deeply just to let it fall apart? But listen closely. What if God isn't breaking the connection? What if He's bending it to realign both of you with His timing? When Joseph was thrown into the pit, it looked like rejection, but that rejection positioned him for destiny. What felt like an ending was actually a divine rerouting. That's what God is doing with you. The silence, the distance, the confusion, they're all part of the reset before the restoration. Don't be deceived by the silence. God's plan still stands. Isaiah 55:11 says, "My word will not return to me void, but it will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." That means if God spoke something into your spirit about that person, if He truly confirmed it, then no distance, no misunderstanding, no delay can cancel what heaven has approved. But here's what you must understand. Between the promise and the fulfillment comes the proving. God tests hearts before He restores connections. He asks, "Will you still trust me even when it looks impossible?" So right now, instead of trying to make it happen, stand still. Stop chasing closure when what you need is clarity. If it's truly divine, it will return when both of you have learned what the separation was meant to teach. And when it does, it won't feel like trying again. It'll feel like purpose finding its place. Tell me in the comments if this message hits your spirit, because many of you are in that waiting phase, thinking it's over, but God is whispering, this story isn't finished yet. The same God who restored Joseph's purpose and reconciled his story is about to do the same in your life, not to repeat the past, but to fulfill what was promised. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into how to recognize the moment when God starts bringing that person back, not through emotion, but through divine timing. When God begins to restore what was once broken, It rarely happens through dramatic signs. It starts quietly, almost unnoticed. A shift in your spirit, not your situation. You won't have to force communication, chase answers, or beg for clarity. God's peace will go before the person even reappears. The first sign is inner stillness. That restless ache turns into calm confidence. You stop asking, will they come back? And start saying, if it's meant by God, I'll be ready. That's not giving up, that's surrender. The second sign is unforced connection. When the time comes, communication flows naturally again. No guilt, no guessing. It just aligns. You'll notice their words carry maturity, not emotion. That's how you'll know God has worked on both hearts separately before bringing them back together.